Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and I am going to hike at the Winnie Palmer Nature Preserve. And it's located in Westmoreland County, right next door to St. Vincent College. So Winnie Palmer, she was the wife of famous golfer Arnold Palmer, put land aside as a nature preserve, and from what I read, there are 2 miles of hiking trails here. It's a beautiful April day, and there's a beautiful red barn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look around, because you wanted future generations to enjoy nature, because this land was going to be developed. And Winnie died November 20th, 1999, and the land was set aside on October 6, 2000. So we're very thankful this land was set aside for future generations to enjoy. And this preserve has a lot of similarities to the Suckup in Penn Township, Butler County. First of all, there's a red barn. The Suckup has a red barn. There's a school nearby. St. Vincent College is next door. And the Suckup has Penn Christian. And there's an airport nearby. Here is Latrobe, or Arnold Palmer Airport. And then the Suckup has Butler Air right down the road. And these trails look like they're very well maintained. They are crushed limestone, similar to what's on the Butler-Freeport Trail. And this looks like a great place for hikers of all abilities. So if you have small children, this is a great place to get them introduced to hiking. Beautiful April morning, and I'll tell you what, we need a break from the rain. There are bathrooms. Ooh, this looks like similar to CCC architecture. Yeah, the trails are marked. So there's the Cattail Trail, and I'm going to go ahead and check out this historic home. And here we go. For your safety, please do not enter creek/waterway. So stay out of the water and just be respectful. This is interesting. And this is the Latrobe Blockhouse. And Indigenous Peoples Garden is a cultural heritage site on land long stewarded by the indigenous peoples of this region, including the Adena, Hopewell, Monongahela, Osage, Delaware, Shawnee, and Seneca Cayuga peoples, many who were displaced by westward expansion. Quote. In the latter part of the 18th century, as immigrants arrived in western Pennsylvania, the family of Archibald Latrobe occupied the land and built this log. Oh my gosh, that startled me. They occupied this land and built this log structure circa 1780, quote. And according to the marker, it was a family home for several generations before being abandoned. So thankfully, this home was restored. So I'm going to explore the Cattail Trail. These all look like wetlands. Restrooms up there, good thing to know. Sickening how people don't clean up after their dogs. So I clean up some dog dirt. I feel if I'm hiking here, I'm going to go ahead and clean it up instead of just leave it there for the next person to step in. Got some wetlands with cattails, hence the name Cattail Trail. And here's a nice observation deck. Trees are blossoming. I love this time of year. Spring and fall are my favorites. Noise level, it's somewhat noisy because you have Route 981 nearby, Arnold Palmer Airport, and Route 30, so you do have the hum of traffic. And this trail just comes to an end at Route 981. And look. And there's St. Vincent College. My great uncle went there in the 1910s, the late 1910s. Actually during the Spanish flu pandemic. He had stayed at St. Vincent. He wasn't allowed to come home, and this was the 1918 Spanish flu pandemic. So he was quarantined at St. Vincent. This nature preserve is 50 acres. The grounds are open from dawn to dusk. Let's see, boardwalk, cattail trail, we're just there. Next we're gonna do tall grass trail. And this is the road leading back to the restrooms. This almost has like a prairie feel to it, like Jennings. But it's not prairie. Oh, here's a nice view of St. Vincent College. And the reserve is off Route 981. So if you're going south on 981, you make a right onto old Route 981, and that takes you right back. And here's a bird's eye view of St. Vincent. Garden path, herb, pollinator, and vegetable gardens. Ooh. I love native plants. I have to get some for my front yard. Native plants are the plants that were here before Europeans came to America. Oh, mushroom compost. I always get that for my birthday / Mother's Day as a gift. That's what I want. I don't want jewelry or clothing. I just want a nice steaming pile of compost for my garden. A little peaceful sitting area. Some raised beds. Raised beds, you know, are my best friend. And they leave these dead plants up all winter. That way the beneficial pollinators can make their nest. And therefore, whenever the gardens are planted, they have the pollinators. And that would be like parasitic wasps, honeybees, because we need bees. And there we go, the bug hotel. Please do not take apart. So you got beetles, centipedes, spiders, wood lice, all lurk beneath the decaying wooden bark. There we go, there's a guest. There's a guest flying in, he's checking in. My first guest. And we need bugs and bees. Oh, there's more guests. To them, this is Club Med. This is like a 5-star resort to bugs. But they are so vital in pollinating plants. Without bees, we don't eat. So sculpture, honeycomb, and a bee. And there's the compost pile. I have one behind my driveway. I put old scraps from fruits and veggies, and if anybody has rotted fruits and veggies, I tell them, do not throw them away, bring them my way. Composting biology. And it's a great way to turn waste into something useful. They say another person's trash is another person's treasure. It's a nice system. And worms help out too. They help break down whatever's in there. So there's brown compost, that would be your woody materials, dry leaves, sticks, twigs. And then the greens would be like vegetables, fruit peels, and they are rich in nitrogen, which the soil needs. And according to this quote, compost material should have moisture content of 40 to 60%. And, of course, water is vital to compost. Aeration is important as microorganisms in a compost pile need oxygen to live and work, quote. There's a really cute Discovery Kids area. This is hands-on and very natural. And I believe hands-on playing is so important. It's a pond. Looks like a retention pond. Looks like it gets the water, the runoff from the highway. This is the butterfly loop and milkweed patch. This is perfect hiking weather. Temperature is about 60 and it's overcast. Monarch Way Station. Quote, this site provides milkweeds, nectar sources, and shelter needed to sustain monarch butterflies as they migrate through North America. Quote, and this is certified and registered by Monarch Watch as an official Monarch Way Station. The sky's beautiful. And this sits at the foothills of the Laurel Highlands. I can't stress this enough. Please stay on the trails. And these are nice trails. But still, it's important to wear proper footwear. And I can't stress that enough. And this is the deer trail. It's right away. There's a gas pipeline under there. Now these trails aren't blazed, but there are markers at each trail. I highly recommend you take a picture of the map and just save it to your phone. I didn't see any paper maps for grabs. Okay, this here is a stormwater basin, otherwise known as a detention pond. And the purpose of these is to stabilize the soil and help prevent erosion from runoff. So there are animals that live in here. So you got ducks, frogs, geese, dragonflies. They make this place their home. And then the plants that grow here, they prevent erosion. They remove pollutants from the ground or toxic nutrients from runoff. And then the high levels of nutrients that's in runoff can harm streams. And the last thing you want is an algae bloom. That's like the ugly dark green water, and that is toxic. Algae blooms are toxic. So there's golden winged skimmer dragonflies and black-eyed Susans. If you have a dog, never ever let them drink green water because it is toxic. It can be fatal to animals. Okay, this here is a storm water basin, otherwise known as a detention pond. And the purpose of these is to stabilize the soil and help prevent erosion from runoff. So there are animals that live in here. So you got ducks, frogs, geese, dragonflies. They make this place their home. And then the plants that grow here, they prevent erosion. They remove pollutants from the ground or toxic nutrients from runoff. And then the high levels of nutrients that's in runoff can harm streams. And the last thing you want is an algae bloom. That's like the ugly dark green water, and that is toxic. Algae blooms are toxic. So there's golden winged skimmer dragonflies and black-eyed Susans. If you have a dog, never ever let them drink green water because it is toxic. It can be fatal to animals and humans. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hike the thicket trail. There are 2 miles of hiking trails in all. Well, I better finish up my hike because it looks like there's a line of rain heading my way. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, share it. Whenever you like it, it gets the video out there. And I'm at 840 subscribers, so I only have 160 more to go before I get to 1,000. Everybody have a great weekend, and enjoy the nice spring-like weather we're having. Thank you for watching. And these trails are perfect for strollers. So this is a great place to introduce small children to nature. And these trees have enclosures, that way the deer don't eat them. And they're planting trees, looks like, to dry up the area. It only takes about an hour to hike the entire preserve, which isn't too bad. So I basically did the loop.